I told Will what you told me to tell him. All right, we give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yahuwah by Hashem Yahushua this day. John chapter 5 and verse 39. It says, search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. What did I just mention? Go to the book of Jeremiah. It was something I mentioned last night, and Wednesday, that I wanted to show y'all. And the location escaped me, and we need to go there and look at that. Jeremiah 16 and 17. Jeremiah 16 and 17. We got to look at something with these Gentiles, man. Then we're going to go back and look at Psalms 144. I'm going to turn back around and look at these Gentiles, man. He said, for my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. See, that's what's wrong with these wicked people in this land and in this earth, is they think this man's eyes are not upon what you're doing. They think he can't see. He's saying that first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double. Because they have defiled my land, they have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of the detestable and abominable things. Now he talking about us right here. But at the same time, let me show you something. Go to Joel chapter 3 real fast and then go to Revelation 18. Because he said, I'm going to pay you back double because you done defiled my land with your abominable and detestable things. Hello? Hello? Joel chapter 3. Say, you done filled my land. You got this old abominable, detestable things going on. At the end of the day, he'll sit back and show, when this man say you're going to be hated by all nations for my name's sake, it's because of the word. And we're going to look at his name then. Because then we're going to have to look at his name, right? Because you got the yard, you got the hand, you got the ooh, you know what I'm saying? You got all these things that make up his name, and they hate that. Then we can actually look at the law. He said he proclaimed the name of Yahuwah, full of goodness and truth. The name of Yahuwah is judgment. That means he determines what is right and what's wrong. And when Yahuwah determines what's wrong, the nations hate it. Because they feel like their wrong is right. Come here. Joel chapter 3. Joel 3 and 1. Say, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Yehudah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Yasharah, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Hello, hello. The man say, you parted my land. See, at the end of the day, that's what these people wanted, was the land. Because this is a land above all lands. See, right now the land ain't even blossoming at its full peak because we not in it. He let him get a little something because we not in it. But see, they done took this land and they done parted it. And in this same land, in Jerusalem, you got faggots walking around, man. You got gay pride parades in the city of Shalom. This is what you got going on. Idolatrous worship is going on in the land. I know a brother who know brothers who done came from over there, dealing with other brews, talking about the utter wickedness that goes on in that land by our people. Not even talking about them hook-nosed white folks. Our people. All manner of wickedness going on over there. And y'all think that man cool with that? It's bad enough wickedness going on in the earth. But this man said, I'm going to pay you back double because you think my face is hid from your transgressions. Now, when you sit back and look at it, he see all of Yasharah's sins. He said every thought that come in your mind, he know it. But now how do you think these nations going to feel when you stand in front of them and tell them their ways are wicked? See, we're going to show you what happened to John the Baptist when he stood up against a Roman and told them their ways was wicked. Go sit back and show you what happened to Paul then when they went to them Romans. Y'all do not realize they hate your Elohim. So therefore, the hatred that they have for him, they're going to take it out on you. Because you represent him. You part of his household. All these people want to do, like we read Wednesday, is they want you to worship Baal. They idol gods, and what they do, they got gods that can't speak, can't talk, can't hear, can't handle, can't taste, can't touch. And he said everybody, he said the idol is dumb, and whoever trusts in it is dumb too. The reason why I mention this stuff, not just off the cuff, because idolatry is about to get really, really worse in the land. It's already bad. Now, I was talking to Will this afternoon, right? It's so bad that in an episode of Family Guy, if y'all ever seen it, they had an episode where Peter Griffin started a church to the Fonz from Happy Days. Showing you how in this land you can worship any God you want to. You know what I'm saying? And if you think if you stand up, because I just had a conversation about this, and I was understanding their perspective. My perspective is this: I will crash your God. I don't care if you believe in it or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to crash that. I'm going to obliterate that. At the same token, I don't really, like I said, I mentioned like when the brothers who were there in the barbershop when we were talking to the Muslim, I did not. I went hard on him, but my demeanor was not that aggressive nature or side that y'all used to seeing or you think that I would come regularly. I wasn't really that aggressive. I was aggressive information-wise, but not delivery-wise. Let me put it that way. Information-wise, I was very aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Very, very aggressive. I just delivered it in a docile manner, though. But I crashed it, nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, your God stamps pedophilia, nigga. Your God say you can have sex with a sheep, nigga. What I want to follow that for? Your God say I can blow myself up and get 70 virgins in heaven? So your God stamp whoremongering too? This what you want me to follow?
Yeah, I call.
This what you want me to walk around 7 times worshiping a rock? This what you asking me to do? I'm going to crash that. And I'm going to crash it in the chalkstone, which will allow me to get this Yeshayahu 27 that I owe Deidre. You know what I'm saying? Because I almost forgot. I had to ask her to remind me on that. And I'm going to work that 1 Chronicles 16 in too, to tie up some loose ends. But Revelation 18. And the reason why, see, and I'll tell y'all this here, the reason why I can go so hard on Islam is because I studied it for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it. Ins and outs and the outs and ins. Sunni Islam, Shiite Islam, 5% of Nation of Islam. Get to you however you want it. Get to you, nigga, I will crash that all day. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring that to me. Because I know it's solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I done said this before, that I done studied all that stuff and went through all that stuff, so y'all wouldn't have to. Some of y'all have. At the same token, I cannot deny, especially after the conversation I just had, I can't even deny. It's not a harmful thing for some of y'all to be aware of some of that stuff. I just be scared about if it'll influence you in a negative fashion. But I can't even be mad. It's not. I mean, it is good to know. You know what I'm saying? It is good to know. I can't even lie and say it's not. You know what I'm saying? It is good to know. I can't even lie and say it's not. I can't even lie and say it's not. I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's good to know. Because you can know these people's stuff before it come to them. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. Revelation 18. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from Shamahin saying, "Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins. For her sins have reached unto Shamahin, and Elohim have remembered her iniquities." He have remembered her iniquities. Now, we talked about a couple weeks ago in Revelation 17, right, that this woman had a cup, and it was full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. Come back to Jeremiah 16. This is what it was filled with. Because that's what they sitting back looking at. They done filled his inheritance or filled that land with just detestable, rotten, abominable, offensive things. This is what we have done. This is what the Gentiles are doing. Because it said Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot. Do y'all know what word means, the literal definition means to trod underfoot? Any of y'all know what word literally means that? Nevertheless, we'll look at it in a minute. Jeremiah 16 and 19. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. And the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the Arats, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Everything the Gentiles got are lies, and there's no gain in it whatsoever. I don't care what it is. So when we come at it and crash it, that's where the anger comes in at. You know what I'm saying? When you come and tell a nigga everything they believe in is a lie and it's false, but not only that you tell them that, but you deconstruct it and break it down to the last molecular compound. Hello? Hello? Yeah. When you break it down to the last molecular compound and you destroy that, it's going to make them angry. It's going to make them very angry. And when he say all nations, don't think that that's excluding Yasharal. Because Yasharal is included. Nations is plural. Listen what he say. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods. Look at 1 John 5 and 20. Look at 1 John 5 and 20. And then Acts chapter 17 and verse 22. And then Psalms 115. Yeah. 1 John 5 and 20. 5 and 17 to be better. 1 John 5 and 17. Hello? Hello? 1 John 5 and 17. What other thing I just said? Acts 17 and 22. And Psalms 115. You see this right here in the Jeremiah 16 and 19. He say the Gentiles will come to us and say that our fathers have inherited lies and they get no gain from them. Then Yahuwah asked the question, shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? They have no power. They have no power to save. They have no power to heal. Hello?
Yeah, what's up, John?
What's up with you, John? 1 John 5 and 17. See, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. These just ain't no outer words. You could take them for how you will. I ain't going to say specifically what it was, but, you know, much love to Corey for the offer that he made this afternoon. That was much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I have no other purpose in this life but to dispense this word. It was something that somebody said to me that I definitely did consider, because I could hear the imparting or the imploring in their voice. That they meant everything, single solitary thing that they said to me. You know what I'm saying? And if it be Yahuwah's will, we can be able to do things on a scale to reach a lot more people. You know what I'm saying? But I have no life. And when I say I have no life, meaning that this is everything that I'm about, and I'm willing to die for this. And not only just die for the word, but die for every single last single solitary person who believes it, follows it. You know what I'm saying? Those that walk with me and those that don't even walk with me. I told you we were talking with Corey, me and Corey were talking with a dude today, like, all our children are my children. They can't come and kill my children. I ain't going to sit back and look at it. That's not my baby, so that's not my concern. Your daughter is my daughter. Your son is my son. It doesn't even matter if I don't even know you. I could have just seen you 5 minutes ago, and I'll take a bullet for your child. You know what I'm saying? I'll kill for your child. And not even think twice about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. It made me think about when somebody said, like, why I care that wasn't my baby, because there was a dude that was putting his hands on somebody that I knew child. And I wanted to kill that nigga. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not even tell you no lie. You know what I'm saying? Yahuwah just kept me from catching that nigga, because he knew that I was going to break his neck. Because you're going to hit a 2-year-old baby because you mad with a grown woman? This baby can't protect himself. What type of nigga is you? And the fact that a nigga feel like it's not your baby, it's not my concern, that's what's wrong with our people. It don't got to be my baby. I ain't got to be with her. Who gonna stand up for him? Who gonna stand up for him? You know what I'm saying? This is what he tell you in Isaiah 59. He said that when he looked for somebody to stand in the gap and make up the hedge, and he didn't find nobody, who gonna stand up for him? We sit back and look at it. See, that's what Kira post was about last night. A nigga only gonna do it for the people he know or his kinfolk. You ain't willing to ride for it, you got to know him. You don't realize the brother that got killed by the police. Both of them. Nigga, that's your brother, nigga. That's your brother. Just like CeeLo put in a song on Goody Mob and 1 million niggas inside. He said, it don't matter where you from, man. You my brother. We ain't never gonna make it without each other. Now we sit back and look at it. We know scripturally, my brother's him that do the will of Elohim. You know what I'm saying? But these are kinfolk. Stop. According to the flesh. Didn't she just tell you to stop, Leah? Don't get no whooping now. Yeah, you gonna set yourself up for failure, Leah. You finna set yourself up for failure.
Leave it alone.
I tried to save you.
Keep going.
You know what I'm saying? Think about that, man. So you see a woman, I see a nigga putting his hands on one of our sisters, man. I'm not cool with that. You supposed to sit back and look at it like that's your sister. That's your mom. That's your auntie. That's your grandma. You see the police subjugating your brother, you supposed to sit back and look at that's my brother. Because you don't know him. See, that's what they done messed us up at. We feel like we don't know him, I ain't got to do that for him. I ain't got to know you. Your oppressor is my oppressor. Your pain is my pain. Your struggle is my struggle. We dealing with the same thing. Huh? Sure didn't. I was finna read it in a minute. Moses ain't know that dude. Or at least we insinuate that Moses ain't know that dude. But obviously from his response, Moses ain't know that dude. He didn't have to know him. Yeah. Because it actually says that in the book of Acts. He didn't know that dude. He didn't have to know him. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? He stood up for him. He defended him. You know what I'm saying? And when he saw his brothers fighting amongst one another, he sought to stop it. He sought to stop it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we can get caught up in our disputes with one another and forget that we need to stop that. Because we're going to offend each other. It's going to happen. We're going to have disagreements, going to have misunderstandings, arguments. I mean, that's going to happen. We're human. That's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But we supposed to be willing to stand up for each other. If we ain't willing to stand up for each other, that says a lot about us. We don't have that love for each other like that, man. I'm telling you, man, I love my people, man. That just ain't no random words, man. I love my people, boy. And if I sit back and I tell you individually that I love you, well, I mean that. I just don't tell people that just to tell them. Because I love my people as a whole. But if I look a person in the face, male or female, and be like, boy, I love you, boy, that mean I love you, literally. That ain't never gonna change. Like, I grew up doing that. Me and my friends, we grew up doing that. Like, boy, we leave each other, boy, like I love you, boy. People used to look at us crazy. 15, 16, 17 years old, and you got each other telling each other that they love each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I love you, boy. That mean, boy, I got you, boy. Boy, you hungry, boy, I'ma feed you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Boy, if somebody try you, boy, I'ma ride for you, boy. Boy, you need somebody to talk to, boy, I'm there for you, boy, I love you. I'm here for you. Boy, if you're out of pocket, boy, you're doing something you ain't got no business, I'm going to tell you about your black behind. Boy, if you're wrong, I'm going to let you know you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it'll make you feel good about it. You know what I'm talking about? I grew up like that. Like, straight up and down. Plenty of my homeboys done came and told me, boy, boss, boy, you're wrong for that one now, boy. I'm just letting you know, boy, I ain't like that. Vice versa. A lot of y'all ain't used to that. A lot of people didn't have friends that actually loved them enough to tell them the truth. 1 John 5:17. All unrighteousness is sin. And there is a sin not unto death. We got to sit back and realize that. Anything that's not right is a transgression, because the law tell you that all unrighteousness is an abomination unto Yahuwah. Anything that's not right to Yahuwah is detestable in his eyesight. You have to remember Proverbs 29 tells you the just are an abomination to the unjust, and the unjust are an abomination to the just. If you stand for what's right, these people will despise you. We know that whosoever is born of Elohim sin not, but he that is begotten of Elohim keep himself, and that wicked one touch him not. And we know that we are of Elohim, and the whole world lie in wickedness. We know that we are of Elohim, and the whole world lie in wickedness. Come and tell you, man, everybody don't have faith. Everybody don't necessarily believe. And because they don't necessarily believe, this is what gives privy to wickedness. Now the nations, I'm going to put it this way. The nations, you got people other nations that are atheists, right? And they say they don't believe in Yah. He ain't real. Ain't no God up there. That's a fairy tale. It's a phony. It's all that there. But when something real happens, see, in Psalm 53:1, it say the fool have said there is no Elohim. We know he say the stupid say that. See, these people try to deceive themselves into believing there's nobody up there. Ain't no God up there. I can remember Richard Nunn. This is the weatherman here in Jacksonville on Channel 4. He got on there and say, oh, they found Noah's Ark. It's still a fairy tale. Like every time they find something to substantiate the book, they have to say something to try to make it seem like it's false. Because they want to delude themselves that there's not a recompense for their transgressions. See, when these people try to say Yah is not real, it's because they know there will be a recompense for their transgressions. Don't let them deceive you into nothing else. Because at the end of the day, that's all it's about. Is they don't want to take accountability for their idolatry, for their murders, for their thefts, for all these things. They don't want to take responsibility for that. You understand what I'm saying? Even some of the broods that I'm seeing falling away from the word. Had somebody tell me they seeing the same thing with theirs. And I know a couple of y'all done told me the same thing. They seeing the same thing with theirs. Niggas falling away because the stuff they want to do in the book is stopping them. At the end of the day, this is why people hate. If you a homosexual, you going to hate Yahuwah. If you a whoremonger, you going to hate Yahuwah. If you a fornicator, you going to hate Yahuwah. If it's something in your heart that you want to do and the word is saying you can't do it, you going to hate Yahuwah because in your heart, this is what you really want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what you really want to do. This is how we know the whole world lie in wickedness. You know what I'm saying? When you actually look in the law, he tell you don't do these things because the people of the land did it. The whole world we were lying in was in wickedness. That's society. Them Canaanites, them Jebusites, them Girgashites, all of them. You think they were pleased when you were coming to take their land? And when we coming in the name of Yahuwah. You understand what I'm telling you? Excuse me. When you turn excuse me again. When we turn around and look at who that was in my head, and it just fell out my brain just that fast. It'll come back in a minute. When we look at when the master come back, these people got to pay. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even talk about what they did to us, right? Let's just put that over here in this box, right? And let's talk about what they've been doing. Shedding innocent blood. Had these people not been shedding innocent blood? Now, we ain't even going to be talking about saying innocent according to scripture, right? Just killing people that have done nothing to you. We look at innocent blood in that instant. This man has done nothing to you to warrant you doing this to him. You think that man ain't going to pay them back for that? We know that's in the thing that Yahuwah hate, right? These people devise wicked imaginations day in and day out. You think that man ain't going to come see them about that? You think the people ain't read that in the book and know he coming to see them about that? These people sow discord among brethren. These people work through slavery. These people, how many of y'all familiar with COINTELPRO? I done told you about it so many times. Don't you know these white folks will put somebody in the congregation, man, just to sit back to try to cause confusion, to cause separation? That's what they do. They send agents. They do this stuff. You understand what I'm telling you? The wickedness has no end. And they got to pay for that. He said, prepare slaughter for their children. Let Let me hit some of this book. Let me not preach to you. Let me teach it to you. Let me just read it to you. I don't want to preach to you. Let me just read it to you. We say, we know, that's what it was. Praise y'all. When we looked at we were in Mizraim, when we were in Egypt, that whole land was surrounded in wickedness. This is why he told us not to do the things on the other side of the flood that we seen in Mizraim. Because that whole world lied in wickedness. Y'all don't even realize something. Matter of fact, I'm finna break it down. He said we the sons of Elohim, right? And the wicked one touch us not. Come around here to Exodus chapter 6. I'm going to just go ahead and do it. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Now I'm going to sit back and show you that these people hated you for the name of Yah. They didn't hate you because who you were. Matter of fact, look at Exodus chapter 2 first. We got to sit back and look at why they started oppressing you and doing you the way they were doing you.
It's good brew right now.
Yeah, say something. I like alcohol. That got root in it. That's kind of strong with some caffeine. You know what I'm saying? I like root beer. I like hog malts. You know when I ate pork, I ain't never eat that. That didn't even sound like nothing they want to eat. Hog malts.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't want to know what it is. It don't. I'm gonna tell you like this. It don't sound like nothing I want to eat. Hog malls. What is that?
Every time I come to the kitchen,
You in the kitchen.
doggone pretty.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 12.
Look old boy. Hey, are you playing? I'm not saying that those two lot.
Oh, who you telling? I already know you ain't gonna eat up all the food.
That one too.
I don't know what he had going on. All that hollering and crying. He was hollering and crying because he wanted something to eat.
Man, I was just crying because he couldn't find his mama, brother.
Well, you gotta tighten up, boy. You wildin', little buddy. Nigga happy now, though. Look how he eating, too. Yeah, he got to have some of me in him, boy, because he eating like I eat.
Lizzie enjoys her food when she be.
Yep, we don't play no games. Leah done smashed us and it's gone.
That nigga, no.
1 and 12, y'all. He say, but the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Yasharah. Now, y'all sit back and think about that. Don't that sound like America to y'all? I'm going to tell y'all something, right? I'm going to show y'all something. It ain't necessarily, well, I can show it to you out the book, but. Because in Jeremiah, the 33rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken, he said if you could break the covenant with the night and the day, and with the sun and the moon, that the children of Yasharah would cease, because he said he would make us as the sand of the sea. If you don't know you the people of God, right? Do you think white people could have went through what we done been through and still be here? You think Asians could have went through what we've been through and still been here? Do you think Arabs could have went through what you've been through and still be here? And still, as dumb as it is to deal with Christianity and still call on the master. Even though they calling on a pagan idol, they don't know it. It's naturally in them to call on the highest. Or who they believe to be the highest. Bro, we was on slave ships, getting tossed off the side, calling on the name of Yahuwah. The whole time. Documented fight. It's historical fight. You know what I'm saying? This is known. Got off the boats, singing Down by the Water, Moses, singing Kumbaya. Come by this way, y'all. Come get us from these people. You understand what I'm telling you? This is book.
You know what I think about?
That's what happened.
You know what I think about when you said that?
What's that?
The Lord told us, no, nigga, don't cry now, nigga.
Yeah. I'm for real, though. I'm serious, though.
Nigga.
These people done did everything to exterminate you off the planet Earth, and they can't stop. The more they afflict you, the more children you have. You know the people been telling us we've been 13 million for the population for at least 20 years. You know it's more us than that. As much as niggas like to get off and get freaky, you know it's more us than that. And if they didn't come up with abortion, it'd be even more to us than that. Because eugenics is population control. And they've done everything they could do to control the population of the children of Yasharal. They say we'll give them abortion, we'll give them crack, we'll give them condoms, we'll give them guns, we'll give them liquor, we'll mess with their food, we'll mess with their water. Give them all manner of diseases. And we can't kill them. They keep having more children. That's how you're supposed to look at it and know you the people. The more these people kill you, the more these people afflict you, the more you grow. Look around you. Just sit back. back and take what the book say and then look at you. And you think these people love you? And the Egyptians made the children of Yasharal to serve with rigor. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. And in mortar and in brick and all manner of service in the field, and all their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. And the king of Mizraim spake to the Abrim midwives, of which the name of one was Shapara, and the name of other Pur. And he said, when do you the office of a midwife to the Abrim women, and you see them upon the stools? If it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. See, that's the problem right there. The plan of eugenics been going on for a long time. And you know that you don't hear the police killing black women too often, do you? Don't happen too often. It happens now. I actually seen they say 136 black males been killed by the police this year, and 500 out of 576 people who've been killed by the police. Hold on. I had to drink this beverage. So think about that. There's a war going on against the sons of Jacob. An outright war. To eliminate you. Because you're the one that they have a problem with. See, look at John chapter 1, verse 12. And then we'll come back to Exodus chapter 6 while we hold in 1 John 5 and 20. Psalms 115 and Acts 17 and 22. Just bear with me. It's a conclusion. We're going to show you this out the law, man. Where he said, we know the whole world lie in wickedness, and those that are born of Elohim, the wicked one, touch him not. So he don't have to show it to you out the law. But John 1 and 12, make it 1 and 11. Make it 1 and 8. See, I'm going to tell you something. We done got so pacified and niggified and sissified over here, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I told somebody today and they were tripping off that. And this is how I feel. This is my opinion. 95% of these niggas out here are going to do absolutely nothing because they scary and they cowards and they hoes. They scared of Mr. Charlie. They ain't going to bust Mr. Charlie. They ain't going to bust Mr. Charlie. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to bust Mr. Charlie. Niggas scared of Mr. Charlie on his job. You know what I'm saying? So a nigga know you scared of Mr. Charlie in real life. You know what I'm saying? Boy, some of y'all right now, boy, if Mr. Charlie was to size you and disrespect your manhood or disrespect your God, some of you all ain't gonna say nothing. Cause you too scared about losing your job. Well, I'm gonna get fired, boy. I ain't gonna be going stone cold crazy, but he gonna get checked right there where he stood. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't care how much money you paying me, I ain't gonna live on my knees, I'm gonna stand on my feet. You know what I'm saying? Screw you in your whole life, everything you stand for, everything you believe in, everything you about. That's how I feel. Do not size me. Do not size my Elohim, because I will stand up for that. Somebody got a lot going on, need to do something with it. Hey man, whoever that is, man, tighten up. Man, put your phone on mute or something, man. These sound like they crumbling up paper. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which light every man that come into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. In John 17:25, he said, Kadesh, Father, the world have not known thee, but I have known thee. He said, even the Ruach of truth, which the world cannot receive. So y'all sit back and look at it, man. I was telling somebody today, like, I know y'all's people when I see them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't y'all's people. It's only a remnant. It's only a remnant. Some of y'all know about the remnant of the cookie left in the cookie jar. You look for a cookie, it's just crumbs. It's only a remnant. And I was generous with the 95%. Most of these men are not going to soldier up. When we actually go look in the law, you're going to see how many niggas folded. They folded. They folded. They folded. They folded. Because they were scared. Because they were scared. How can you ride with Yahuwah and be scared? How? How is that possible? He said, but as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of Elohim, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Elohim. Can't nobody make you a son of Elohim but Yahuwah. You can't make yourself one. You can't make nobody else one. Yahuwah has to make you one. I mean, he has to open the heart of faith to you. Now let's come on back to Exodus chapter 6. That's why they got a problem with you when they want to kill your sons, because they never want him to become a son of Elohim. They never want him to take that nature on. Because when he take that nature on, he going to stand up against the system. And when I say stand up against the system, I'm talking about the system of Babylon, the system of confusion, the system of idolatry, the system of wickedness. Because he said we know the whole world lied in wickedness, which means we're going to testify against it. And when we testify against it, it's going to anger the nations. That's what y'all got to realize. They hate your Elohim. You can't represent that. There's no way you can be in this word and not make people hate you. Because when you come crashing everything they believe, and I'm going to be honest with you, you can come with it humble and nice and soft-spoken. You can come with it hard and aggressive. You can come with it loud. But when that word comes and it's cutting what they want to do, they're going to hate you for it. Because at the end of the day, everybody don't want to do this. Because they don't want to actually restrict themselves. That's what it really comes down to. It's the lack of discipline. So the word don't stay in their mind. It don't stay there. Niggas want to bend it. Let me bend the word a little bit here and bend it a little bit there and bend it a little bit here. To the point that they get back and they, like this here, right? I put this in the chat today only because this is like the 5th or 6th time that I done seen this in probably about the last 2 weeks. About niggas talking about the white man wrote the book to control us. When I seen that woman say that today, man, it made my blood boil so bad. Because she like, I believe in astrology. You only say it's wicked because you don't know our culture. I don't believe the Bible's the word of God. I just believe it's a history book. But you got Judah in your name, though. You got a Hebrew name as your handle, but you don't believe it. And you talking down on it. Talking about a white man wrote it. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And I know because I used to say it. Not realizing it was Christianity that the white man came up with it, not the book. Exodus chapter 6. Exodus 5 actually, 5 and 1. Y'all got to be like this here, man. It's going to get more and more, boy. You're not going to be able to stand for this word, man, and not catch no blowback. Because it's coming. And afterwards Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharal, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, who is Yahuwah? You heard what he said? Who is Yahuwah, that I should obey his voice to let Yasharal go? I know not Yahuwah, neither will I yet Yasharal go. This man just sat back and said, who is Yah? I don't know who that is. Screw him. Screw him. But let's look at who he got mad with after he said that. Verse 8. Matter of fact, make it verse 4. And the king of Mizraim said unto them, wherefore do ye Moses and Aaron let the people from their works get ye under your burden? And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land now are many, and you make them rest from their burdens. And Pharaoh commanded the same day the taskmasters of the people and their officers, saying, ye shall no more give the people straw to make brick, as heretofore. Let them go and gather straw for themselves. And the tale of the bricks which they did make heretofore, you shall lay upon them. You shall not diminish aught thereof, for they be idle. Therefore they cry, saying, let us go and sacrifice to our Elohim. Let the more work be laid upon them, that they may labor therein, and let them not regard vain words. This man just sat back and said those were worthless words for us to say we want to go serve our Elohim because he felt like that our Elohim's words didn't have no profit.
Yeah, double the word.
Double the word. You know why he did that? I'm going to tell y'all something. Brothers didn't peep the game. Brothers didn't peep the game. Okay, I dropped in the chat the article and the live news story of Israel United in Christ. Now, you know, we don't agree with the stuff they be teaching. It's neither here nor there. They've been labeled as a hate group by an organization in America. The dude was like, see, they labeled us hate groups. They've been labeled anybody who say that. I'm going to be honest with you. According to the United States government, if you believe in end-time prophecy, you consider to be a terrorist. It's documented. You can look this stuff up for yourself. If you consider yourself to be a black Hebrew Israelite, you're considered to be a terrorist. Anybody that goes against white supremacy is considered to be a terrorist. Moses was considered to be a terrorist because he went against Egyptian oppression. Hello? Hello? Shalom. Shalom, I hear you, Brother DC. You doing all right? I'm going to tell y'all something. Anybody that goes against white supremacy will be considered to be a terrorist. Y'all must know that. Anybody that goes against this world system will consider to be a terrorist. Anybody that goes against the system of pagan demonic worship that will soon be open in the earth and stand for Yahuwah Ba'Hashem Yahusha will be considered to be a terrorist. You must know this. Y'all don't realize Yahuwah is girding up your heart and your mind to get ready for this now. This thing is not for the cowards and faint of heart. We can go look in the law and see numerous times. Them niggas that scared, tell them stay to the house. Because we don't need them making everybody else scared. Tell them stay home. You know what I'm saying? Like how many of you brothers really willing to ride for real? Like it's no doubt in your mind you're going to ride for the word. I ain't talking about killing nobody either. I'm talking about stand up and with the testimony you hold in the faith of Yahusha and proclaim it in the face of all opposition. How many of y'all ready, willing, and able to do that? I ain't talking about putting yourself out there to be no preacher. I'm talking about standing for the word and proclaiming the greatness, the goodness, and the mercies of Yahuwah Ba'Hashem Yahusha in the face of idolaters. How many of y'all willing to crash every idol known to man straight to their face? Because you're supposed to speak this word with boldness. No fear. None. Man, I had a dream about 4 years ago. I'll never forget it. For some reason, the dude, Michael Clark Duncan, the big black dude from the Green Mile, he was with the people who were coming to try to kill him. And when they caught up to me, I looked them right in the face and went to preaching the word so hard to their face like this here. They were just looking at me crazy because they just thought I was going to cower. Please don't kill me, sir. Please don't kill me. All I'm going to look at is what's wrong with your killing. Because when you kill me, the word of Yahuwah going to be coming out my mouth. That's going to be the last word I speak. That's what I lose my last breath on. How many of y'all feel like that? How many of y'all that's in your heart to die for that just like this here, man? Let my last breath, let the words of Yahuwah be the last thing come out my mouth before I go to sleep. I'm going to testify against him. You going to hell. He say, do with me as you please. But know as a certain you shall shed innocent blood. That's what Jeremiah told him. Do what you want to with me. Didn't know this innocent blood over here, buddy. See, you can say you got innocent blood when you in Yahuwah. Ba'Hashem Yahusha and you walking in him. When you walking in him, you can say your blood is innocent. Because you keep yourself from transgression to remain innocent. That's what David said. I kept my innocency. I kept myself from iniquity. Keep yourself from iniquity, that your testimony and your election might be sure. So, swing over here to Exodus chapter 14. And after that, Yahusha 24. I know Kira told me one day, she said her mama said, like, look, see, he losing all these people because of this, that, there, and the third. We ain't losing nobody because you can't lose nobody who ain't never have. You know, a lot of people don't want to live right. And a lot of people don't really know this book.
Baby.
It's a sadness, right? I was with Troy last week, and he slid his phone over to me to show me a picture of a woman who used to be with us. And I'm sitting back looking at like, baby, all the way out here with it. You know what I'm saying? You taking back shots? How you go from wanting to be a humble woman to Elohim, a daughter of Zion, a virtuous woman, and taking back shots? How you go to that? That's a sad thing to see when you sit back and be like, you heard the goodness of Yahuwah and you rejected it. I know it. Because they know not who we serve. Huh? Yeah. It's going to be like that. They say they know us not because they knew him not. And the reason why I'm telling you this here, right? I'm telling you this for a reason, because these same type of people will be the people who will turn you in. These will be the people who turn you in. Y'all got to know that. Exodus chapter 14 though. 14 and about 18. Make it 17. And we'll hit something. Exodus 14 and 17. We still holding what that is. Acts 17 and 22.
Put your hands on the bottom. Put your hand on the bottom. Put your hand like this. Put your hand like this.
And behold, I will harden the hearts of the Mizraim, and they shall follow them. And I will get my honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his host, and upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahuwah, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. And the Malachim of Elohim, which went before the camp of Yasharal, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. At the end of the day, right, and we didn't read every plague, but the first thing Pharaoh said in the 5th chapter of Exodus is, I don't know Yahuwah. And then every time Moses came to him and he worked one of these signs and wonders, he mentioned the name of Yahuwah. So when that hatred that was gendered against the children of Yasharal came, it wasn't because they had a problem with the children of Yasharal. It was because of Yahuwah. Because they understood and knew it was Yahuwah that worked these things upon them, not Moses. Because he came in the name of Yahuwah. He didn't come in the name of Moses. He came in the name of Yahuwah. And it came between the camp of Mizraim and the camp of Yasharal, and it was a cloud and darkness to them. But it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night. Do you see what he did right here? There is a separation going on here in this verse. Darkness to the sinner, light to the children. That's why he say the wicked one, touch them not. I want you to hold this. Get you John 7 and 7. We come right back to Exodus 14. He said there was a light to those in darkness. That's why he say those that sat in darkness seen a great light. There was a light to them in darkness, but no light to them in darkness. Ain't no light can't come to no sinner. Not when Yahuwah is hard. See, I'm going to tell you something. I put a thing in the chat that the brother in DC, because I just like his perspective on stuff, how he words stuff. Sometimes I can't say it no better myself. But one of the things the brother said was that he put up there, like, when you don't have a mind and a heart to do what Yahuwah says, he will harden your heart and give you over to what it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people don't really have a heart to do what Yahuwah says. So then their heart get like stone. See, Pharaoh didn't have a heart to do what Yahuwah said. So his heart got like stone. That's why they were stumbling in darkness. That's why he sat back and said, in him was the light, and the light was the light of men. He said, the darkness comprehended it not. The Egyptians could not understand the light that Moses was bringing. That's why they walked in darkness and stumbled and couldn't see. They couldn't comprehend. They couldn't understand. John 7 and 7. Make it 7 and 5. Matter of fact, just 7 and 6. Then Yahushua said unto them, my time is not yet come, but your time is always ready. The world cannot hate you. The world cannot hate you. but me it hate, because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil. Do you not realize, and we didn't read it right, but when Moses is smashing all the magicians, and he's working all them signs, he was testifying that these Egyptians were evil. Therefore, it wasn't Moses and the children of Yasharal that they hated. It was Yahuwah. It was Yahuwah who they hated. But see, they can't get to Yahuwah. They arms too short to box with Elohim. So they box with you. See, they hate your master. They hate your Adonai. So therefore, they disrespect you. You got to understand that. The master told you, if the world hated me, know that it's going to hate you. The Egyptians hated Yahuwah. What makes you think they was going to love you? I'm going to tell you something, man. That wheat and tares is something serious, man. This thing something serious, man. You got to sit back and be able to discern, man. Because a lot of niggas is not real with it, man. And the reason why I keep stressing it is because these niggas is going to kill you, man. They going to come to you with flatteries and they going to kill you, man. They going to kill you. I'm going to be honest with you. An individual may be here with us now or they may come later. But if it's y'all's will for me to die, the person that's going to get me killed is going to be a nigga who was sitting right there with me. It's not going to be somebody from the outside. It's going to be somebody who was sitting right there with me. Because betrayal never comes from the outside. It always comes from somebody close. Always. Always. Y'all ain't never heard nobody being betrayed by somebody who wasn't close. Y'all ever heard of that before? Exodus 9, John 9 and 12. Before we swing back to Exodus 14. You ain't never heard nobody getting betrayed by a stranger. Then spake Yahushua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. Because see, we know the whole world lied in wickedness. If you walking in wickedness, you in darkness. That's why the Egyptians were in darkness, because they were lying in wickedness. That's why they were not able to touch the sons of light. Come on back to Exodus 14. I'm going through this for a reason. And the reason why I'm going through this for you to know that if you trust in Yahuwah, what can man do unto you? These people can't do nothing to you. See, right now they killing sinners. I done told y'all this before. I want to know how y'all gonna feel when they start killing the righteous, though. That's what I want to know. How y'all gonna feel about that? How would y'all feel if y'all heard about a brother got killed because he tore down Islam? Because a sister just told me, well, not told me, but posted, that a brother she knows in the island that she stays on was killed because he went off on Muhammad. Literally was murdered because he destroyed Muhammad. And a Muslim killed him. How many of y'all would be willing to do that? And they was like, oh, his approach and all that there, which I don't know what his approach was, but you think you can go to an Arab and go off on Muhammad and think you might live? I'm going to tell y'all a story that happened to me. Back in about 2011, I'm talking to some Arabs about Muhammad, and I told them Muhammad wasn't no prophet, according to their own Quran. And that Arab was ready to fight me, bro. That man was ready to come behind the corner and fight me. When I told him Allah was a moon god and they worship a rock and they worship an idol for every day of the week, he ain't had nothing to say about that. He agreed with all of that. He agreed with all of that. But when I said Muhammad wasn't no prophet, that man was ready to come behind that counter and fight me. And I didn't yell at him. I wasn't aggressive or nothing. Because it don't matter. It don't matter. When you cut down these people gods, they gonna want to kill you. 14 to 21. So what we sit back looking at is that we see that the righteous will always have light in their dwellings, and the darkness of the wicked shall be put out. It will be put out. The Egyptians, they couldn't see nothing. Sinners can't see nothing. They can't comprehend the light in the midst of darkness. In the midst of that darkness, there was light for the children of Yasharal, and the Egyptians could not comprehend it. These niggas out here shooting. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and Yahuwah caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Yasharal went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them in the midst of the sea, and all of Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, Yahuwah looked into the host of Mizraim through the pillar of fire of the cloud, and troubled the host of Mizraim, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily. So that the Mizraim said, let us flee from the face of Yasharal, for Yahuwah fight for them against Mizraim. You see, they got away because they realized it was Yahuwah standing up to fight. Them people knew who they wanted. They knew who they really had the problem with. See, they didn't think he was going to stand up and fight for us. Go get Psalm 78. See, they didn't think he was going to fight for us. That's how these people think right now. See, because when we were talking about that in the chat, and T was like, how could they hate something that they don't believe in? The Egyptians didn't believe in Yahuwah either. That's evident by him saying, I don't know no Yahuwah. So in their mind, they thinking this Yahuwah who they talking about, he ain't going to do nothing for them. But in their heart, they know that he is. Because they see the signs and wonders that he worked against them. They knew that wasn't of Moses. They knew that wasn't of Aaron. But yet with the hardness of their hearts and the wickedness that they go by and that they motivated by, they still have the gall and audacity to come against Yahuwah. See, he told us that the children of Yasharal are the apple of his eye. Anyone who touches them, he will come see them. See, right now, because he done turned his back on us, these people say we done found the occasion that we sought for. See, y'all don't realize these people sought the occasion to come against you. This is what they were looking for. They were hoping for this day. They were praying for this day. Y'all got to understand that and know that. This is what they was looking for. And when they got it, they went in. They went in. What I just asked for. Dang, I can't remember what I just asked for. That's bad.
I think it was Psalm 78, man.
Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. I know I'm getting old now. I might need to get me some stuff for brain power, son. It's Psalm 79, actually. Psalm 79 and 1. Listen what he say. O Elohim, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy Kadesh temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of Shamahim, the flesh of the Kadeshim unto the beasts of the Arats. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem. There was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, Yahuwah, will thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? The master told you he has immersion to be immersed with. What have I had to do if it's already been kindled? See, Yahuwah's so mad with us, he let these people do this to us. And we don't even have enough wisdom to turn around and say, Father, when will you turn back to us? I posted a lot of stuff out the book of Hosea about that last night because it just hit my heart about that. We may look at some of that tonight because you got to kind of understand that. Because we not return. All this stuff is happening to us to cause us to return, and we still won't return. That's not the verse that I wanted for. Verse 10. Verse 10. Make it 9 of this same division of Talahim. Listen to him. Listen to him. This is what you need to be saying. Look at verse 8. This is what y'all need to be praying. This is what y'all need to be saying. Oh, remember not against us our former iniquities. Let thy tender mercy speedily prevent us, for we are brought very low. I've been meaning to preach about this here, and I ain't worked it in. I'm going to try to work it in right now. So we're holding Exodus 14, right? And we're holding Acts 17. And we're holding Psalms 115. And now we're going to hold Psalm 79. And I want you to look at Deuteronomy 28. Hello? Hello? 28 and 15. Just so you can hear what we talking about. Devarim 28 and 15. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah thy Elohim, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All these curses are going to come upon you and they're going to overtake you. Now, where is the curse that we came here for? The curse that I want. I know what it say, but I want y'all to look at it, and I want you to see it with your own eyes. Let me find this curse that I desire. What is it, about verse 33, 34? No, that is not it. That ain't what I want. That ain't what I want. That ain't what I want. Hold on, y'all. All right, man. There you go. So when we look at this here, right, these curses are on us because of our disobedience. We have not kept this man's commandments. And he sat back and he said in Talahim 79 that you should cry out and say, you have brought us very low. See, he put you in this position to humble you. But yet you refuse to be humbled. Verse 43, praise Yahuwah. That's what I want. Deuteronomy 28:43. Deuteronomy 28:43. Listen to what he say. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. And moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearken not unto the voice of Yahuwah thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he command thee. Listen to him, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder upon thy seed forever. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, right? A lot of brews talk about the curses on the natural level. Now, we finna look at this curse right here, and we ain't looking at this curse right here on the natural level. I don't want y'all to overthink it and rack your brain like this here, but we're not finna look at it on the natural level. He say the stranger will get above you very high, and you will come down very low. James say, humble yourself before Elohim, and he shall exalt you. Mean to lower yourself. That man said in Psalm 79, remember not our former iniquities, let thy tender mercies prevent us, because we are brought very low. So now we need to see how this curse pertains to our master. And therefore, because he said upon thy seed, and there's not seeds of many, but seeds of one, that seed being Mashiach. He said this seed, this curse would be a sign and a wonder upon his seed forever. So we're not looking at this on the natural level that the white man is above us, the Arab man is above us, the Asian man is above us. Let's put that to the side and let's stop looking at stuff like we always done looked at stuff. Let's examine this stuff and sit back and see how this curse rests upon us when we rest upon the master. Hello? Hello? Let's look how this curse rests upon us when we rest upon the master. Because the reason why I say this, where we're looking at it in this pathway, is because this means is how these people going to come at us and how they going to hate us. The same way that they hated him. You understand what I'm telling you? Because he used to be high. Where's that verse at? Come to Deuteronomy 28 and back it up, and let's look at the blessing. Deuteronomy 28. Where's that verse at? Deuteronomy 28:4. He said, Baruch shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. One day we'll sit back and show how these blessings are actually the blessings that will fall upon you for resting in Mashiach. Hold on one second, y'all. The battery on the laptop is back. I know I should have plugged that up from the start.
Isaiah. Bro.
All right. Real soon, Most High willing, we'll look at them curses, those blessings, and show you how them blessings will be upon you when you rest in Mashiach, because these same blessings were upon him, because he obeyed. I think Deidre posted in the chat the Hebrew word for cursing. It literally means to be pierced, crucified. So when we crucify ourselves with the Master and be made like unto his death, then those same curses that happen to him can happen to you. You might have to take on his sufferings and afflictions and his sorrows. I'm going to tell y'all something. To take on this man's suffering, afflictions, and sorrows is to be conformed to him. And be conformed to him to mean that Mashiach is being formed in you. See, your flesh got to die, but Yahushua got to live in your Ruach. And therefore, eternal life will be in you. It will be in you. It will be in you. But it's 3 things you need to do to get, the 4 things you need to do to get this thing in you. First thing is, you need to believe it. Second thing is, you need to live it. That's actually 3. And the third thing is, you need to read it. And you need to lay it up in your heart and get it inside of you. This book needs to go from being outside of you to inside of you. And it should be a natural separation from you and everything that is not of you. Period. Nothing is exempt. Anything that's not of Yahuwah, if the word is in you, it should separate you from it. If you are not being separated from the things that are not of Yahuwah, that means the things that are of Yahuwah are not in you. Bottom line. It's bottom line. It's bottom line. You know what I'm saying? See, I mentioned to y'all the word that means trodden underfoot. To sin is to trod Yahuwah's word underfoot. That's why Hebrews 10 and 27 talks about how much sore punishment suppose ye he shall receive that have trodden underfoot the son of Elohim and counted the covenant which he hath been sanctified with in the ruach of favor, an unkadesh thing. When we sin against Yahuwah, we trample him underfoot. We step on Mashiach's face. We walking across his back. See, you all got to understand that our words mean something as it's forth as an action. You need to look at the action of sin as literally trotting over Mashiach's dead body. Maybe you'll think twice about sinning then. If you look at it as literally walking over this man, literally. What type of punishment you think you're going to get for that? Where we at? Man, what I thought was in there, that's not what it says, so. I could have promised it mentioned that and talk about how we would lend to these people and they wouldn't lend to us. There we go, verse 13. I know I ain't crazy. Deuteronomy 28 and 13. And Yahuwah shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only. And thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearken unto the commandments of Yahuwah thy Elohim, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. Do you notice how he say you won't go? He telling you how the way to salvation is a straight, narrow path the whole time. But he always, one thing that always in the English that always pops up in this book is if. if you do this. So it's always contingent on what you're going to do. See, Psalms 147:19 say he given his statutes and judgment to Jacob. He haven't done so with any other nation. So these people have not heard these things. He said when they actually seen us walking in this law, they were supposed to say, what a righteous and upright people that have an Elohim so near to them. What a wise and understanding people. But instead, they don't look at us as wise and understanding people. They look at us as niggas and hoes, miscreants, vagabonds, thugs and killers, imbeciles, lazy, oversexed. Because we have departed. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. So when we sit back and we look at him being the head and then them being the tail, meaning you're not above right now, you're at the bottom. See, in Lamentations, he say, woe unto us, the crown is fallen from our head. We've been brought low. Let's see how that pertains to the master of being brought low and no longer being the head and being the tail. Before we get that, I think it's Matthew chapter 20 that I decided. Matthew chapter 20. Because y'all got to remember, when they hated the master, they hated the master because of the word. They hated him because of Yahuwah. I put this in the chat too, and Most High willing, I'm going to get it. And I'm going to break it down, because every Hebrew loves Psalms 119 and 142. Somebody got to mute their phone, because we hear all that stuff you got going on in the background. Psalms 119, 142 say, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy Torah is the truth. I'm going to tell y'all something. When I first got in the word, Psalms 119 was the impetus of the first sermon or lesson, whatever you want to call it, that I put together. Most of the verses out of it was coming from out of that. It was called the word. When I got finished, because verses were coming to my head. I just didn't have a book open and like wrote stuff down. I was literally hearing word while I was on the AR6, on my way to the Regency Ale House to clean it, on my way to work. Verses were coming to me while I was on that bus. Verses were coming to me while I was walking to the ale house. Verses were coming to me when I sat down in that ale house. And by the time I got finished, there was 63 verses in this particular lesson. I always looked at Psalms 119 as all of it is about the master. Everything, all 176 verses, I saw him in them. Every one of them. This is 2011 when I put that together, but I was seeing this in 2009. You know what I'm saying? I was seeing this. And when you sit back and you look at his everlasting righteousness, it's this faith in Yahuwah, Ba'ashem Yahusha, and his son. And then you will see that his instructions are the truth, because you will see that his instructions is the word that was made flesh, which is his son. And you will see that Yahuwah is the truth. You will see that. And you'll save your soul alive. Like, you know, I'm at the point where it's actually kind of refreshing. I ain't actually even upset about it. Not to say upset about it or adverse to doing it, but just going through some things that I ain't looked at in years. Because maybe Yahuwah might want to get me ready to be polished up on some few things, because I might have to crash me a nigga or two. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to brush up on some things you done forgot when you got to bash you an idolater and an unbeliever and an infidel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a very aggressive individual. It's just my personality. You know what I'm saying? I can be calm and all that there, but it's only when it's something that I really believe in that I'm really aggressive like that. But I want y'all to understand and know something. I'm not aggressive with people that don't know no better. My demeanor and my delivery and my approach is entirely different. Only those who've been around me when we be out talking to people who don't know. Like, I speak with zeal and passion, but they know that I'm not coming for them. You know what I'm saying? They know that I'm not coming for them. I was talking with the security guard at the pool, and she was like, yeah, man, I be listening. She said, these boys be listening to what you be saying. You know what I'm saying? Because she just asked me, she said, I hear you teaching, but do you pray? And I'm like, yeah, I pray. Because she asked me not to get offended. I'm like, I ain't gonna get offended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get offended at people asking me questions. doesn't really bother me in the least bit. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. You know what I'm saying? But she asked me, do you pray? I'm like, yeah, I pray all the time. I just don't pray in public. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just ain't going to see me just break out and pray just right out in front of people. One, because the book say not to do it, and as oxymoronic as this sounds, there's certain things with me that I'm really kind of shy that I just don't like to do around other people. You know what I'm saying? And you would sit back and you'll look at, you be shy or timid in certain situations. Yeah, in some situations, yeah, I'm like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't want to do that. Public speaking, I ain't never been timid about that. You know what I'm saying? But like how, like Court might be asking, sing the alphabet or sing that, stuff like that, I'd be real timid about it. I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be real shy. I'd be real nervous about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took me a long time to be able to actually pray with other people in the room. Like, now y'all see me pray with y'all, you know what I'm saying? It took me a long time to even be able to do that because I was real shy, I was real timid about doing it. I wasn't comfortable with doing that in front of other people. And it ain't had nothing to do with the word. That was just me. It took a minute, you know what I'm saying, for me to be able to get to that point to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds real crazy, but like, no, yeah, I'm like that though. Like, I can stand in front of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people and have no nervousness whatsoever. None. You know what I'm saying? Ask me to lead. Well, I ain't gonna say it's not like that now, but you know what I'm saying? You would have came back about 4 or 5 years ago, asked me to lead 10, 15 people in prayer. I'd be like, nah, man, you do it. Somebody else do it. I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But you talking about a false prophet, nigga telling lies? I'm gonna bash his whole head in, yo. This nigga's done. Done. He playing with this nigga. Matthew 20. What we want to get it in at? We'll start at verse 1. Just bear with me because I want you to hear the whole parable. I'm not going to break down the whole parable, but I want you to hear the whole parable. For the kingdom of Shamaim is like unto a man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard, and he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And he said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. And again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle? They say unto him, Because no man have hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that ye shall receive. So when even was come, the master of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that they were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should receive more. And they likewise received every man a penny. See, what you sit back looking at is that's just. Even though you felt like I work more hours, I should get more. Listen to what he say though. When they had received it, they murmured against the goodman of the house. See, that's what people sit back and look at. See, somebody in the word longer feel like I should get more because I've been in the word longer than somebody who just coming in. I don't know where a nigga get that from. That's a carnal way of thinking. That goes back to Ezekiel 18. The ways of Yahuwah are unequal. He said, my ways are equal. Are not your ways unequal? We the ones unequal. He ain't unequal. So I'm going to tell y'all something. Because I'm getting to that point more and more every day. I have a very small tolerance for blasphemy against Yahuwah. Very small. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to let it slide a lot before I took off. Now, I ain't sparing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You come with that blasphemy, I ain't going to check you but one time. After that, I'm coming for you. I ain't going to tell you but one time to watch your mouth. I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? You're not finna be disrespecting the man that laid his life down for me. But the Father loved me enough to sit back and say, not just me, but all those who are like me, all those that trust and believe in his name. This man loved us enough to say, you know what? I'm going to send that man to die for you, to redeem you back unto me, and to make you complete and whole in me. You're not finna disrespect that. Whatever you think, you not finna disrespect it. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, idolater, Gentile, heathen, Hebrew, who don't like it, write a letter to quality control, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't care. I'm really at the point that I don't care no more. You know what I'm saying? If you, I don't really care about, I ain't really care about sparing people's feelings before. I really don't care no more. Because these people finna be so blatant and so disrespectful against our Elohim that I ain't taking no prisoners. They gonna respect this man. And they gonna respect this man because they gonna hear his word. They gonna respect it. They gonna respect it. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? They gonna respect this here. Because I'm not backing down at all. To nobody. Period. Paul say, let me speak the word of Elohim boldly as I ought to speak it. See these people, man. And I go for whoever. He say, saying, this is verse 12, saying these have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden in the heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, friend, do I do thee no wrong? Did thou not agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is and go thy way, and I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. It is not lawful. Is it not lawful? Listen to what he said. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is thine evil because I'm good? That man just, what do y'all think about, gentlemen, when y'all hear that? Is it not lawful for me to do what I want to do or what's mine? Or is your eye evil because I'm good? What do you think about when you hear that? What you gentlemen think about when you hear that? Somebody help me out. What you brothers think about when you hear that? Don't none of you brothers, don't nothing come to y'all mind when y'all hear that?
What was the question?
What he just said. Listen to what he just said. Is it not lawful for me to do what I want to do with what's mine? Is your eye evil because I'm good? What y'all think about when y'all hear that? So ain't nothing. So y'all don't think about nothing when y'all hear that. I mean, literally think about what he just said. Is it not lawful for me to do what I want to do with what's mine? Is your eye evil because I'm good? This man just told you, is it not lawful for me to do what I want to do when I want to do it? It's mine. He said, all souls are mine. It's mine. I do what I want to do. Paul said, who are you to reply against Elohim? Why have you made me thus? I made you, I do what I want to do. No. He said, why are you looking at me evil? Because I'm good. Revelation chapter 9 about verse 14. This is what I'm sitting there telling you. That's why you hated by all nations for his name's sake. They look at him evil because he good. That's why he said, a fool has said in his heart there is no Elohim. Ain't no goodness in him. An idiot walk around here talking about it ain't no God. You's a fool. All they gonna sit back, I'm gonna tell you something, right? Matter of fact, that man say they're corrupt, they have done abominable iniquity. Say you are detestable in your lawlessness. 9 and 14 though. Make it about 9 and 18. So I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? On the real, right? Paul told you in Galatians 4:16, if I become your enemy because I tell you the truth. That's the same thing. Is it not lawful for me to do what I want to do with what's mine? Why is your eye evil against me because I'm good? Why do people hate Yahuwah because he's good? The name Yahuwah is goodness. Exodus 34, that's the Torah, your instruction. Y'all should know that. Yahuwah is good. Yahuwah is righteous. Why is our eyes evil against him? Because he good. The same reason why they eye evil against you, because you'll be good, because you'll be in him. He said there's none good but one, but Elohim. So if you're born of Elohim, which we finna get to, which we talk about the wicked one touching you not, Because what we were going to Exodus 14 to show that when you come up out of that flood, you come from crossing through that Red Sea, you became the sons of Elohim, and the Egyptians did not touch you. Then in Joshua 24, he told you to leave all that stuff in Egypt on the other side of the flood, because now I have died to sin. I live no longer into it. Now you born of Elohim. The wicked one should not touch you any longer. Why? Because you made yourself low. You got to sit back and look at the curse. The curse said the stranger will get above you and you'll get very low. That means you done humbled yourself. But then you turn around and see the blessing and say you'll be above and above only. Because at the same token, because you take part of his death, you taking on that curse to the end to receive the blessing at the end of the transaction. See, y'all to sit back and look at it. The men who walked in this man's name 2,000 years ago is going to get the same reward that we going to get. They're not going to get more than what you going to get. But see, a wicked person, a carnal-minded person, feel like, because I've been doing this longer, I should get more. That'd be like me saying, well, I've been in the word 7 years, and a brother got in it a year ago, and he got the spirit, but I should get more than him because I've been doing it longer. What difference does it make? One of the biggest problems amongst our people in this word is they look at this stuff as a competition, and everybody want to be the man. Everybody got to be the one to bring something out. Like, it's something that I've been wanting to touch on that came out that Will mentioned when Troy asked him a question that I probably won't even preach on. I'll probably just let Will do it because it came to his head first when Troy asked him that. And just let him do it. And just add on to whatever he brings. Because I got something for it, but I'm probably not even going to bring it. I'll let him do it. Because I don't care about who bring it out first. It don't make no difference. Long as the word is preached. Long as y'all hear it and believe it and do it. Who cares who bring it out first? It makes no difference. You know what I'm saying? Our people don't sit back and look at stuff like that. They don't look at stuff like that. Because I got to be the one to bring out the understanding on this, that, that, and the third. Man, long as the word come out. If we stop looking at each other as being, our eyes being evil against each other, and look at each other and walk as a unit, we wouldn't have these problems. It wouldn't be a lot of different divergent doctrines and teachings and interpretations and all that if niggas put all that stuff to the side and let's come on to a consensus about this word, because it ain't about who the nicest. Like, y'all might hear me talk greasy about that. Yeah, I know I'm nice with mine. That's just me being a Yahudim. You know we confident in our Elohim and what he give us. But in reality and in truth, I would like for our people to have the same mind, the same judgment, speaking the same things, just like the man told us to. He said he give us one heart and one way to fear him. But pride amongst our people of wanting to be the man is hindering that. It's hindering that. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, man, this real talk. Most High willing, I got a feeling in my spirit that we'll start traveling to different places, dropping this word. You don't think if I say I take Will with me, I take Troy with me, I take Stanley with me, I take Corey with me, you don't think I'm going to let y'all drop nothing? The same way I told y'all, if we go against these Muslim dudes, then I'm just going to lead it off. And then once I set them up, I'll let y'all knock them down. We just got to do it in a particular way where it ain't crazy. Just follow what I'm doing. Just follow the ranks. I'm going to set the wall. I'll let you kill them. I just got to knock down a couple to make it easier for y'all. Then y'all come through, do what you want to with them. Because I ain't got to be, like I say, Paul and Barnabas, they say Paul was the chief speaker. Okay, I'm the chief speaker. That's all well and dandy, but I'm going to let my soldiers get off, though. Ain't got no problem with that. It may be time and instances where I let y'all go and I don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't say nothing. That you utterly destroy every lie they teaching. Even in the same token, if it's coming to edify somebody that ain't even bringing no lies, I ain't got to be the one to drop it on them. You can drop it on them. I done already told y'all the framework of how it need to be dropped. Why you think I told y'all that? I ain't come tell y'all better not hit nobody with no word. I told you exactly how it needs to be done. Preach Yahushua first. Win them with that. This is what needs to be done. I didn't tell y'all that for no reason. I told y'all that so you can have the ability to win souls. He said he that wins souls is wise. You ain't winning souls with nothing else but the master. That's why I told y'all that. I told y'all a long time ago. And those that were on the phone for that conversation know exactly who was on there. And they know exactly what I'm talking about. I told y'all I couldn't do this by myself. And I never had intentions on doing it by myself. Never had intentions on doing it by myself. I told y'all I needed assistance. Those who were on the phone know what I'm talking about. It was just my job to get y'all ready for battle. When we talk about battle, a spiritual war, not against flesh and blood, not a carnal war, but a spiritual war, was to get you prepared for that, so you could be armed, ready to fight. Real talk. Revelation 9 and 18. By these three was the third part of the men killed by fire and by smoke and by brimstone with which out of their mouths. And get Revelation 11 right after this. For the power was in their mouths and in their tails, and for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, which with them they do hurt. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, and idols of gold, and silver, brass, and stone, and of wood, which cannot see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornications, nor of their thefts. You think America gonna repent when this man crashed these people? You don't think they're gonna be even more angrier with you? You don't think that? You think these people love you? I'm gonna get Nehemiah chapter 4 too before we leave up out of here. We had about an hour and a half. I ain't hit everything I had in my head. We touching a lot of different things, but we gonna hit this stuff because y'all gonna hear it before we walk up out of here tonight. I promise that. Revelation 11, verse 6. Listen to what these people did now. They just preaching the word. Who they really hated? Did they hate these two men, or do they really hate Yahuwah? He said, these have power to shut Shamahim, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have powers over waters to turn into blood, and to smite their rats with all plagues as often as they will. And when they have finished their testimony, the beast that is sent out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Mizraim, where also our master was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. And they that dwell upon their rats shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts to one another, because the two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. These people so happy that they dead, and say they sending gifts to each other. Do you got to realize how much they hate Yahuwah, that we so happy they dead, we sending gifts to each other? Come on, man. He said he tormented these people. See, that's a precursor to what he gonna do to those in the lake. He tormented these people. These people were so mad with these men. That's how you know they hate Yahuwah. They were so happy that they died, that they were dancing in the street. Do you understand that? That they hate your Elohim so much, that they hate you so much, that when they kill you, they gonna dance in the street? Do you not realize we could go look at Samson and see the Philistines hated Samson because of Yahuwah? And they only wanted to kill Samson because of Yahuwah? Do you realize that your people wanted to kill Jeremiah because he spoke the word of Yahuwah? They didn't hate Jeremiah because they hated Jeremiah. They hated Jeremiah for the testimony that he held. That's why they hated him. Let me finish this Matthew chapter 20 to finish this point of Deuteronomy 28. We ain't got to go back to Exodus 14. What we sitting back looking at is the humility. Because he's going to tell you something, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Right now we the first and we last. But soon we going to be first again. And we're going to show you how that relates to the master. To take this curse on. To where these people being the head or being the first and you being the tail or being the last. But in the same token, he's telling you what the law said. He was giving you the blessing and the cursing in that. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. He was telling you the blessing and the cursing in the law. That even when you take him on, you were first, but you'll end up being last. But in the end, after being last, you'll be made first because you'll be above only, because he'll set you up on high to dwell with him. He said, who dwells with him in the high and lofty place, but him that is of a contrite heart and a humble ruach. You got to humble yourself. You got to be made very low. He said he bringing us very low to humble ourselves, so we lift our eyes up to Shamahim, that he may lift us up to meet him in the air, that we may forever be with him. and 15. We'll deal with that verse 15 in depthly another night. He says, it is not lawful for me to do what I will with my own. Is thy eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first shall be last, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. So you have to look at that. Mashiach is the firstborn of every creature. He's even the firstborn of the dead, according to Colossians chapter 1, about verse 18. But he was made last because he became a man and he humbled himself even unto death. So the first ended up becoming last. So then when he became last, he ended up becoming the first again at his resurrection of the dead, to be the firstborn from the dead, so you could be the assembly of the firstborn, as it's written in Abrim chapter 12 and about verse 24, to the general assembly in the synagogue of the firstborn. Because all firstborn are mine. That's what the law say in Exodus 13 and 2. He said, Yasharal is my firstborn son. You got to become a firstborn son. But in order to become a firstborn son, you got to become last. You got to take that curse on. You got to become at the bottom. You got to humble yourself. And when you humble yourself before Elohim, he'll lift you up. But in the midst of humbling yourself before Elohim, this will cause you to be hated among all nations. The same way they hated him. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? They've all risen up themselves against Yahuwah and his Mashiach, and he that sits in Shamahim shall laugh at them. They will rise up against you because of your Elohim. So I told Brother Will this today, man. I'm be honest with y'all. The children of Yasharal have a too inflated sense of self-importance as it pertains to this book. Because we think everything is about us. Man, this stuff ain't got nothing to do with you. They hate y'all. They ain't got nothing to do with you. If there was another group of people that was y'all's people, they would do them the same way because they hate him. Sit back and realize it's your Elohim they got a problem with. The same way they were listing these Israelite congregations as hate groups is to make you not want to believe that you're an Israelite. And then if you don't want to believe that you're an Israelite, then guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to return to Yahuwah. That's their objective. To stop you from repenting. To stop you from living right. To stop you from ceasing from sin. To stop you from becoming a son of Elohim. That's why he said, if it be a son, kill him. Do everything we can do to cut them off from Elohim. And I ain't even talking about how they defile the food and defile the bread. Man, that stuff there ain't hitting on nothing. That's minute. To get around what they do to the food, truth be told, is minute. That's not even a hard thing to get around, to be honest. It just takes some diligence. But what they do to your ruach and your mind, oh, Troy called for the drop. Y'all just bear witness on that. Bear be based on that. That's his signal. But what they do to your heart and your mind and your ruach, that's the problem. That's the problem. They hate him so bad they don't want you to become a part of him. They don't want you to become a part of him. See, these people know you have a power that they can't take away. But that power is contingent on your belief and obedience. See, they think you got some power in your skin and some power in your blood. They don't realize they got your power comes from Shamahim. It's a power that they can't touch with their hands, that they can't see with their eyes, that they can't taste with their mouth. And they want it bad. But they don't want to do what they got to do to get it. And they hate Yahuwah for it because they know that he won't give it to them. See, the world cannot receive this because it has not seen him nor known him. But you have seen him and you know him, and he dwell in you. And he will be with you forever. That is your Elohim. And they hate you for that. They hate you for that. Come on back to Psalm 79. We good at Exodus 14 because I gave the point of what I came to Exodus 14 for. And that was to show you that how we came through the Red Sea, how we came through the flood, that was us becoming the sons of Elohim. And how Pharaoh came to try to touch us, and he touched us not. And we knew that their whole world or their whole society lied in wickedness. See, it pays to know the law. I was asked a real question today. A question that I was not offended at in the least bit. because it's a question that I've heard numerous times, and I can respect that question. The question was, how do you know a person's interpretation is true? Because I may hear you break down the topic, and I hear this person break down the topic, and how I know which one is right, because this one might sound like it's right, and yours might sound like it's right, and his might sound like it's right. Which one do I go with? And all I can tell you is, try the word. Know the word. This is why I implore y'all to read, because then you can be able to discern. Acts 17 and 11. They were more noble than those in Thessalonica, because they searched the scriptures daily to see if those things were so. That's how you'll be able to determine if what I say, or what this man 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 say, is it with the word? Because I know you can ask me about something, I'm going to go straight to the book with mine, and you can judge it based on what the book say. You ain't got to believe me. Straight up now. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. No matter what it is. That's how much confidence I have in Yahuwah. Not in myself. I got confidence in the person who's supplying it with me for the edification of others. He didn't give me this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to uplift myself or to be puffed up for myself. He gave me this for the instruction and edification of others. So people asking me questions, that's why I be asking y'all or telling y'all, man, y'all got questions. I don't know why y'all think you can't ask. I don't know why y'all think if you look at something, if I went through something and you look at it this way, that you be like, well, check this out. This is how I'm looking at it. So we can sit down and go. I don't see why y'all don't do that. I don't see what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? I don't see what the problem is. You should be able to open your mouth and say, well, check this out. This is how I look at this right here, bro. Let me see how you look at it. We could do that there. You don't do that there. I mean, to me, I don't understand that. If you got questions and you don't ask them, I don't understand that. Because there's no way that I can't read your brain. I can't read your mind. You know what I'm saying? There's no way for me to know. There's no way for me to know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem going through this book about nothing with none of y'all at any time. Psalm 79. Verse 8 one more time. We're going to go to Nehemiah chapter 4. As we already sit back and looked at, the Egyptians hated you for Yahuwah. They didn't hate you for him. You were hated by them for his name's sake. We're going to look at Ben-Hadad of Syria as well. We're going to look at 3 people for this. We're about to look at Nehemiah in a moment and show you how these people hate you because of your Elohim, not because of you. But because you stand for him, they will kill you. Or they will try to. Oh, remember not against us our former iniquities. Let thy tender mercy speedily prevent us. For we are brought very low. Help us, O Elohim of our salvation, for the esteem of thy name. And deliver us and purge away our sins for thy name's sake. That's what y'all need to be praying. Remember not against us our former lawlessness. Let your mercies stay with us. We are brought down very low, because he told you that he will bring you down very low and you will be the tail. And you need to ask this man to help you, because he's the power of your salvation for the esteem of his name. That he saved you to take away your sins for his name's sake. Notice it's always about his name. Because we profaned his name amongst the heathen, and he got to sanctify his great name because we called his name to be blasphemed. It's always about his name. It's always about him. It's not about you. He said, I did not do this for your sakes. Let that be known, O house of Yasharah. I did this for my Kadesh name's sake. Remember, it's about Yahuwah by Hashem Yahushua first, and then it's you. It's not about you first. That's one of the biggest problems with our people who know who we are. They think this stuff is about you. It ain't about you. This thing about Yahuwah, man. It's about Yahuwah. You don't got no law. He gave you his law. That's what they got a problem with. He said, wherefore should the heathen say, where is their Elohim? Let him be known among the heathen in our sight by revenging the blood of thy servants, which is shed. Now we know a lot of these brothers who've been getting killed are not the servants of Yahuwah. But I want you to look at Leviticus 26, I want to say, in about verse 45. Not Leviticus 26, but Leviticus 25. Now, I want y'all to know something. Whether it was Trayvon Martin, whether it was Alton Sterling, whether, I don't want to mispronounce that brother's name in Minnesota, whether it was Sean Bell, whether it was Abner Louima or Diallo, whether it was Otis Williams. I know y'all don't know who that is. That's my homeboy who JSO beat to death. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was Rodney King, whether it was James Byrd. I know some of y'all might not know who James Byrd is. He wasn't killed by the police, but in about 1992, some white man in Texas tied that black man to a truck and drove off till it ripped his body apart. Yeah, till it ripped his body apart. It's so many people, whether it's Sandra Bland, and these just recent people. Because I can't even think of all of them. Whether it was that grandma in Atlanta that they killed when they kicked her door in and shot their woman to death. Whether it was when they let your people die during Katrina. You know what I'm saying? I can't even think of everything because it's so much. It's too many. Whether it was Emmett Till, whether it was Malcolm X, whether it was Medgar Evers, whether it was Huey Newton, whether it was Fred Hampton, whether it was Martin Luther King, whether it was Khalid Muhammad. They murdered them. Some of them stood up to be voices for the voiceless and protect and defend them. They murdered them. Some were murdered just for being black. My homeboy got murdered for just being black in a white neighborhood, to be honest. And they lied on him just like they did the rest. And said he did this and he did that, which was completely outside of his personality, what they claimed. But they killed him nonetheless. Or even my homeboy Keith, who they set dogs on back in about 95, 96. Just let the dog out on him. Or a dude I knew from the beach who they put the taser on. Just tased him up, he almost died. I was telling the brother there, I remember one time, boy, back in 01, police called itself taking me to jail and punched me or kneed me in my stomach. I can't remember if it was a punch or a knee. Hit me though. And the first thing I said is I said, look here, Crocker, you take that utility belt off, man, that badge off, and I will whoop your behind. Those are not the words that I use. And I said, you could take me to jail after that. I'm 21 years old. That's the first thing clicked in my mind was, kill this cracker out here. This cracker just put his hands on me while I was handcuffed? You coward. Like, really, bro? You waited to put handcuffs on me, bro, to put your hands on me, bro? A rage fell up in me, but I wanted to whoop this man so bad. I ain't even been, I can count on one hand how many fights I done been in my 36 years of living. I'm not a violent individual. I don't even seek after violence. But y'all's my witness. That night, I wanted to beat the brakes off this dude. That's the first thing came in. There was no fear kicked in my head. Like, I've been seeing brothers say, like, they fear for their life. They fear for the life of their sons. I ain't never feared these people, bro. Never. I ain't never felt like, boy, I think the police gonna kill me. I wondered, man, screw this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that even come from. Because I wasn't taught that or nothing. My people didn't teach me that. I wasn't raised like that. I just felt like, screw you, man. Screw you, man. I don't see you. I'm not scared of you. I will fight you, man. Straight up, I will fight you, man. I don't care how big you are. You just going to have to whoop me. That's just a whooping I'm going to have to take. But boy, I'll square off with you. I'm talking about you can take your utility belt off. I'm talking about I don't even want to grab your gun to try to shoot you or nothing. I don't want to do none of that. We can box, bro. It's whatever. It's whatever. But you not finna put your hands on me. That's what you not finna do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you not finna do. Man, a brother could come try me like that, man. I've been to let that slide. Like, man, come on, bro. You got that, bro. Be easy, man. I ain't on that, bro. You got that. Police can't try me like that, bro. I promise they can't. They can't try me like that, bro. I'm not with it, bro. I'm not with it. When we read this Nehemiah chapter 4, get Nehemiah 4 and 1. Y'all gonna see, I'm not with it, bro. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Do you know what I'm saying? I ain't with it. I ain't with it, man. I don't know about y'all. I ain't with it. Nehemiah folk, man. I ain't with it. I don't fear these people, man. It kind of bothers me at the same token when I see a man say it. You fear for your life? Now, I know that's what the curse say now, so don't get it twisted. Because that's what the curse say in Deuteronomy 28:65. That you'll be in fear for your life and your life will hang in doubt. I do not know why Yahuwah didn't give me a spirit like that. Because I ain't never had it. When I was at Lake Butler, the reception center, North Florida reception center in Columbia County, Lake Butler, Florida, these people known for killing inmates. They known for it. Some of them dudes telling me, man, you can't talk to them people like that. And I remember one time one of the CEOs said something. I'm like, huh? He like, huh? I'm like, huh? You mean yes, sir? I'm like, huh? And dude was like, bruh, don't do that, man. You tripping. Because I'm like, man, screw this crack. This is what's going through my mind. I'm 25 years old. I'm like, man, screw it, man. I don't see this cracker, man. I don't care nothing about what y'all say these people do. Like, man, I will fight this cracker. This is all I'm thinking about in my mind. I will fight this man. I will fight this. I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of them people killing me, bro. I'm not scared of that. That don't scare me. All I hear is these black men sitting back, man, they go, man, oh, man. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. Like, straight up, I ain't trying to hear that, man. I don't care nothing about that. Man ain't finna put his hands on me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm thinking about. Oh, I hate people from Jacksonville. My first response was, that sounds like a personal problem. And he looked at me so crazy. Because he wasn't expecting that response. Man, I'm not scared of you, man. Man, when I was at Gulf Correctional, they put me in the laundry room. Some of y'all not familiar with being in prison. They take you in the laundry room. They might beat you up in there. You know what I'm saying? And this dude talking, and I got my back against the wall. And it's him and it's an Asian CO in there. And all I'm sitting back looking at is, if he flinch, I'm going to knock the Asian dude out first. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm probably only going to have about 3 to 5 minutes to get off on both of them before the whole cavalry come in here and beat me to death. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, boy, I'm going to get off on him before they get here. And he going to remember me. And he going to think twice before he put his hands on somebody else. Like, this is what's going through my mind of this man. I don't even remember what this man was talking to me about. All I'm thinking about is my exit strategy on how to knock these dudes out before I die. This is all I'm thinking about, because I know if he take off, I'm going to die in this laundry room. This is where I'm going to take my last breath at. You know what I'm saying? I was mentally prepared and ready to die in that laundry room. But if they try me, I'm fighting. I'm not taking that laying down. I refuse to die on my knees, man. I refuse. I refuse. That's not the Yahudim way, man. We don't live on our knees, man. We don't do that, man. Man, David ain't run up on Goliath and get, please, sir, don't kill me. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine, man? I will murk him in the name of Yahuwah. We don't live on our knees, man. Stand up like a man and die on 10 toes, man. Don't have no fear in your heart for these people, man. Trust in your Elohim and stand on his word, man. Regardless of who it is. You can't have no current in your heart dealing with these people, man. Man, I'm talking about, y'all don't understand something. I wasn't up but 25 years old, and all I'm sitting back thinking about is, I'm finna die in this laundry room, and I hope I can take one of them with me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love Lil Muffin, man. I wasn't even thinking about, man, I ain't gonna make it home to see Lil Muffin or none of that there. I'm ready to ride. I'm behind enemy lines. I ain't thinking about none of that. I was glad I went to prison. I ain't had no old lady, ain't had no kids, because I ain't have to think about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Even now, I don't have no wife and no kids. I ain't got to think about none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. Because I ain't got no wife. So I ain't got to worry about putting her through that. I ain't got no kids to leave fatherless. I leave here, it's just me. It don't make that type of difference. It's whatever. Truth be told, I feel like that with wife and kids, man. I just let them know that beforehand. Your husband ain't got all his morals. I really don't care. And if this ain't what you want to be around, you want a nigga soft and docile that don't really care about who kind of scared and the cow and all this here, I ain't the one for you. Because I will say things that people will not say at the risk of my own life. I really don't care. I have no fear of death whatsoever. I used to have a major fear of death as a child. I used to have dreams about it. It used to terrify me greatly. That's why when I read Hebrews chapter 2, when he sit back talking about who all their lifetime was in fear of death, was in bondage of death because of fear, I can relate to it. I had that fear. I'm talking about I used to have serious dreams about death, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. That had me so nervous and had such strong trepidation about death. I sit back and look at it now and I wonder if that was the adversary trying to get me off kilter. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. The adversary knows who belongs to Yahuwah and who don't. You wonder why certain people, Satan don't mess with them. He don't try them. Because he already know that nigga going to hell with me anyway. What mess with this nigga for? He ain't nobody. Remember he say, Yahusha I know, Paul I know. Who are you? The demons know who belong to Yahuwah. Look, I told y'all earlier, man. So I know Satan got to have something going on to have 3 different women in the same week try me with sex. Where they do that at? Like, where they do that at? And 2 of them just bold with it. Like, yeah, come on around here, man. I want your body. I want you in my bed. Come back around my house later on, man. I'm trying to get off. What? You don't even know me, nigga. You just met me. And you ready to have sex with me? You think that really make me want to do that? You telling me you just met me, you want to lay with me? And you think that I would look at you as like, this is a woman I want to marry? You're a slut. You trying to get my attention with your body? You think that's gonna impress me and sway me? What type of man do you take me for? Oh, because you think like this woman told me, she was like, yeah, you know, I don't think you would know what you know. You just don't. So I know it. You thought I was just a regular nigga in the street. I'm not impressed by none of that stuff. That stuff don't move me, man. Everybody got a vagina. Every woman got a vagina. Every woman got titties. They might not be the same size. Every woman got a booty. They might not be the same size. But what else do you got? Because I ain't trying to have no sex. I literally told this woman I ain't had sex in 6 years. That woman say, so what are the chances of that ending today? What? 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. That's not happening today. That's not happening today. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? That's not happening. And I'm telling y'all about this here. Like, I told brothers about it anyway. I ain't have to say nothing to nobody about none of these situations. I could have been a nigga and slid both of them. Nobody would have known till Yahuwah decided to show it. It's not, it wasn't in my heart to do that. And I ain't got no problem telling y'all about it. Openly. On camera. Oh no, I ain't got no problem telling y'all that. Sit back and tell you, everybody can get tried. I'm not above getting tried. The adversary try all us. It's just, do you see it coming? And guess what my flesh would feel in my flesh like? Boy, you could slide both of them, boy. You know what I'm saying? The inner man is like, ain't no way in the world, but the flesh like, boy, you can get them. They gonna do this for you. They gonna do that for you. I wouldn't care what they do. I ain't finna do that, though. Just because you think, oh, he got the spirit or he got the word, all that type of stuff, that flesh still there. And that flesh still, he told you that in Romans chapter 7, that his flesh dwell no good thing. This flesh want to do stuff contrary to the word. But which one you going to have discipline to? Which one you going to discipline yourself to follow? Because I could have made a move on all 3 of them and not said a word. And just been walking around here preaching like it was all good, like I ain't did nothing. And knowing that I'm laying up with 3 different women at the same time. It's just not in my heart to do it. I had no desire to do it. It didn't even cross my brain. Yeah, go handle that. For what? For what? I'd rather be saved. Verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Yahudim. Now, just for informational purposes, if you go look at the beginning of Ezra chapter 1, or actually even Nehemiah chapter 2, he tells you who commissioned the building of this wall. It was Cyrus. And there's a verse in Yeshayahu, Isaiah 45, where it talks about Cyrus being his anointed one, but really it's about the master, but that's a whole nother thing. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria, and said, what do these feeble Yahudim? Will they fortify themselves? Will they strengthen themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which were burnt? Now I must expound on that just a tad bit. We hitting at about 11 o'clock, so I know I got to crank it up a notch. Give me a second to pull up the Hebrew word for fortify in this particular instance. Give me a chance to pull that up. Y'all all right so far, man? Y'all understand what I'm talking about? I know I mentioned a lot of stuff. I ain't go all the way like I wanted to, but just bear with me though. Some stuff needed to be addressed. When we look at fortify, it is a zav. It is to leave, to lose, to forsake, to depart, to leave behind, to leave, to let alone, to abandon, to neglect, to set go, to let free, or to restore or repair. So when we look at this here, he say, will they forsake or restore or repair? So we need to look at that. Philippians 3 and 8. Just bear with me because we really need to look at that. Philippians 3 and 8 and 2 Corinthians 5 and 21 or 20. You need to leave and forsake. And then Luke chapter 14. You got to leave and forsake. He's asking a question. Because if you're doing these things, you're doing these things for your Elohim to build this wall. This is what he got a problem with. This is why he's mocking you. So he basically like, you going to quit sinning? You going to repair your relationship with your Elohim? Three and 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Mashiach. Yea, doubtless I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua, my master, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Mashiach, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the Torah, but of that which is through the faith of Mashiach, the righteousness which is of Elohim by faith, that I may know him, and the power of his resurrection, and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable unto his death. See, that goes back to what we were talking about the first being last and the last being first, and you being brought low with those blessings and those curses. Because when you take those blessings, you being made conformable unto his resurrection, because you're being above and above only, meaning you'll be dwelling in Shamahim. Set your affections on the things that be in Shamahim and not on the things that be on the Arats, because your life is hid in Mashiach, who is at the right hand of Abba in Shamahim. But at the same token, when you get immersed into his death to be conformed to his sufferings, then you got to be made last and be brought very low. And now you the last, and you being humbled, you being persecuted, being disrespected. All of this is to make you conformable to him, to be conformable unto his resurrection, his sorrows and his sufferings. We can't skirt that if we want to have the power to become the sons of Elohim. See, this is the process that has to be done. This is why the nations mock you. They don't want you to leave this stuff behind. Luke 14 and 26. You got to be willing to leave everything that you have. You have to be willing to do that. You have to be. If any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother, his wife and children and brethren and sisters, and yea, his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Whosoever doth not bear his stake and come after me cannot be my disciple. You cannot be his Taladim or his taught one if you're not willing to forsake everything that you have. All you have to do to sit back to look at that in the Torah when you left up out of Mizraim, they left everything behind and counted it as dung that they may win Yahuwah when they came from up out of that. Going through that Red Sea, being made conform to the image of his death, and coming out of that Red Sea, being made conform to the image of his resurrection, showing you that those that are born of Elohim sin not, and the wicked one touches them not. You got to be willing to do that. These people will hate you for that. Verse 30. 33 actually. So likewise, whosoever be of you that forsake not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. So this man was mocking you, asking you, will you fortify yourself? Will you forsake everything? Will you azov? Will you forsake everything? Oh, you trying to repair something, right? Well, look at 2 Corinthians 5 and 20. (19) 18. And all things are of Elohim, who have reconciled us to himself by Yahushua HaMashiach, and have given to us the ministry of reconciliation, or to fortify the wall, to repair it. Reconcile something is just to repair damage. People talk about reconciling relationships, to repair damaged relationships. To wit, that Elohim was in Mashiach, reconciling the world unto himself, not imputing their trespasses unto them, and have committed unto us the word of reconciliation. Now then, we are ambassadors for Mashiach, as though Elohim did beseech you by us. We pray you in Mashiach's seed, be ye reconciled to Elohim. Azov, and fortify the wall, or fortify yourself. Forsake everything that you have, and repair your relationship with Elohim by returning. By returning. Back to Nehemiah chapter 4, and let's look at the other thing that he said. He said, will they sacrifice? We're not going to break all of that down. Y'all know what Romans 12 and 2 say. Offer yourselves as a living sacrifice, proving the acceptable and perfect and Kadesh will of Elohim. Be not conformed to this world, but be renewed in your mind. What about Peter telling you that you are made as lively stones, which is also mentioned in this verse, offering spiritual sacrifices to Elohim that are acceptable by Yahushua HaMashiach? What about the master telling you to take up your cross or your stake and follow him? Sacrifice yourself. What did we read in Exodus? Let my people go in the wilderness that they might have a feast unto me and sacrifice unto me. You think that was really talking about having some sacrifices of bulls and goats? This man was going to go in that wilderness and teach you how to give yourself up to him. This is the difference between him. This is the difference between Yahuwah and every idol upon the face of this earth, because none of them require you to sacrifice your will for his. None of them require this. None of them. Allah does not require that. Buddha does not require that. These people do not require that. If you actually look at some of these people's religions, these people so wicked. These people so wicked. Real Yahudim hate idols of all kinds. Not just the idols of silver and gold and wood and brass and stone, but the idols that sit in man's heart, whether it be from stubbornness, whether it be from covetousness, or whether it be of things that we lift up before Yahuwah. We abhor all idols. That's why we went to 1 John 5. I ain't even get to the next verse, which was verse 20, which is, and we know the Son of Elohim is come and giving us an understanding, that we may know him that is true, and that we are in him that is true. Even his son Yahushua HaMashiach, this is the true Elohim and eternal life. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. This is why the nations hate us, because they worship idols. Like we could get the story with Dagon. We don't have time, we're running long. When the idol kept falling down because Yahuwah was pushing him down. And the Philistines hated us because we didn't worship Dagon. And even the Philistines say, quit yourselves like men, that we don't be servants to the Abrim, because they didn't want to serve Yahuwah. Even I mentioned that in Acts and we didn't get to it, but it's Acts 16 and 20. Where it say the Romans said, Paul, get from around here, because you teach customs that are not lawful for us to serve, us being Romans. See, these people sat back and they said, no. Even when Paul was coming through, when he was crashing Diana of Ephesians, they wanted to kill Paul. They say, man, you messing up our money, bruh. Crashing our idols. You got to get from around here, bruh. Talking about Yahuwah, the true Elohim. Be coming around here with that stuff. They wanted to kill him for that. They wanted to kill him for that. Same thing with Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. And they said back, man, I'm not bound down to your idol. They wanted to kill him for that. You think they hated him because of that? Look at Daniel in the 6th chapter. They didn't have a problem with Daniel. But they say, man, the only way we can get at him is through the law of his Elohim. Let's make it to where they can't pray to another Elohim. Who you think they really had a problem with? It wasn't with Daniel. What about in the book of Esther? When Haman stood up and say, man, these people got laws diverse from everybody else's laws. They don't follow what we follow. Let's kill them. You'll be hated by all nations for my name's sake. These people hate you because of Yahuwah by Hashem Yahusha. That's why they hate you. Because it was a relevant question. How can they hate something they don't believe in? Oh, they believe in it. They don't believe in enough to follow it. But they believe in it. They know Yahuwah is real. You know why? Because they know the artifacts, the archaeological research that they done to find that everything that Yahuwah said is there. They know where Noah's Ark's at. They know where the 12 pillars that Moses left. They know where that rock at that Moses split. They know where that 5,000-mile land bridge is with Pharaoh's chariot wheels at the bottom. Oh, they know. They know about you being on the hieroglyphs in Egypt. They know. They know about all the archaeological stuff they done found, whether it was from the time period of David, the Babylonian captivity, the Assyrian captivity. Oh, they know. Don't let these people fool you. Don't let the devil make a fool out of y'all, man. Don't let these Gentiles make a fool out of y'all. They know. They know. Man, their whole system in America is set up off Yahuwah's word to a certain extent. They know. But they don't love him and believe him enough to do what he say. That's where they draw the line. Because they like to blow on baby penis. And they like to have sex with dogs. And they like to have sex with little boys. And they like to have sex with grown men. And they're a man. And they like to fornicate. And they like to have 4-5 marriages. And they like to get high. And they like to get drunk. And they like to profane the Shabbat. And they like to worship idols. And you can't stand in front of them and destroy that. They will want your life. So when he said, will they make an end in a day? Will they make an end in a day? This is what he asked. Ain't that an interesting question to ask? Will you make an end in a day? Well, let's look at something of what he meant when he said that. Will they make an end in a day? He says, will they make an end? It is kala. It means to accomplish, to cease, to consume, to determine, to complete. To come to an end, to vanish. Or to destroy, or to exterminate. And then we know the word for day is yom, which is daytime, year, or a time period. So, when we look at making an end in a day, 1 day is 1,000 years to Yahuwah. So he's sitting there asking them this question, will they accomplish all this in a day? Or in 1,000 years? So what you actually turn around and you looking at is, he talking about the millennial reign. Because when the next question that he asks is, will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which were burnt? Because remember, he burnt down the first house. He told you he'd do that in 2 Chronicles chapter 7. And it was accomplished by Nebuchadnezzar and Jeremiah chapter 52. For your own reading purposes. That's why I'm telling y'all where this stuff at, because we don't have time to go through all these stories right now. But that's Jeremiah 52 where it's burnt to the ground. 2 Chronicles chapter 7 tells you that why he would burn it to the ground. And he said, will you revive the stones out of that which was burned? Well, you know what Ezekiel 37 said. Can these dry bones live? He said, breathe into them. How did he revive you? Because you got to be born of water and ruach. He revived you with the ruach out of that which was burnt. Because the Mashiach was burnt because he was a burnt offering or a burnt sacrifice. He offered himself through the affliction of fire. The trial of fire by faith, which is more precious than gold. and that revived that stone that was burnt or brought to rubble in order for us to be revived. And again, this is why they reference us as a hate group, because they don't want you to be saved. They don't want you to be saved. They don't want you to be saved. All these questions he's asking, because all these things he's talking about are things that we do to our Elohim. Verse 2. Verse 3. Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall. Hear, O our Elohim, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity, and cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee, for they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. So you already know who they trying. Now, you know, somebody would think that we would be wrong to stand up and say, y'all, don't blot they sin out. Nevertheless, let me keep going. It's 11:15. Let me keep going. So we built the wall, and the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. If you want to know what he mean in building the wall, and the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, all you got to sit back and remember is John chapter 10. There's other of this flock that I must bring in, that it might be one fold and one shepherd. That's John 10. Or maybe John 11, when he say he got to bring together all the children of Elohim that are scattered abroad. This man's talking about making us one whole body again. Everybody that's been immersed in the death of Mashiach is my people, especially anybody who I witnessed being immersed, or who is with us, who I know been immersed, or who I immersed myself. That means we all interconnected. That ain't never going to change unless you turn away from the word. That ain't never going to change. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and that the breaches began to be stopped, they were very wroth. You see, they began to be mad because now we're back to being with our Elohim. That's the 2 Kings 13 when he said to close up the breaches in the house. That's the gospel of reconciliation. These people get mad when now all of a sudden y'all, now, and I know it's them camps, so don't go crazy. But that's why you see James White and Vocab Malone and all these other people trying to talk down on people who professing to be Israelites. Because now they're beginning to see that the breach is being closed up and you're returning to your Elohim. They don't like it. And conspired all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Nevertheless, we made prayer unto our Elohim and set a watch against them day and night because of them. And Yehuda said, the strength of the bearer of the burden is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversary said, they shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them and slay them and cause the work to cease. See, this is again, right? This is why it's not time for us to go to war. Because we still building the wall. We don't have the time to stop the work to build the wall to fight with no sinner. Listen to what he said. I'm talking about the Kadeshim now. I'm not talking about our regular. I ain't talking about our people that's in the world. I'm talking about the Kadeshim now. Know who I'm talking about. And it came to pass that when the Yahudim which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, from all places wherein you shall return unto us, they will be upon you. Therefore said I in lower places behind the wall and on the higher places, I even set the people after their families with their swords, their spears, and their bows. And I looked and rose up and said unto the nobles and to the rulers and to the rest of the people, be not ye afraid of them. Remember Yahuwah. Brother Will told me something, man. We were working on a job. He had a little trepidation about something. And I was like, yeah, bro, you got to put that fear to the side. Not really thinking about how that would rest in his heart. And he said as he went to go do it, he went and thought about it, and he was like, yeah, man, if this happened or this happened, it's Yahuwah's will. What I'm scared for? What I'm worried about this for? What I got trepidation about this for? Perfect love cast out fear, because fear hath torment. He that hath fear is not made perfect in love. Don't be afraid of these people. Remember Yahuwah. Let Yahuwah be your fear. Let Yahuwah be your dread. Do not fear these people. Do not fear these people. Remember Yahuwah. That's what he had to tell them, because he had to let them know these people hate you because of your Elohim. Don't fear them. Just remember Yah. He the one fight for you. He say, which is great and terrible. Listen to what he told you. Fight for your brethren. Your sons, your daughters, your wives, your houses. And it came to pass when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and Elohim brought their counsel to naught, we returned all of us to the wall, every one unto his work. You got to understand something. Now when it get real, he going to let them kill us. But he'll stop these people now. But I read that just to say this. And I wanted to read something I talked to Brother Corey about for Nephtali and for Kira too. Because the women don't go to war, but that don't mean you can't bust no head. And I'm going to show y'all that before we leave here though. Because I told Torah I was going to do it, and I'm going to do that. And I just said it, so I got to do it. Y'all don't be scared to fight for your brethren, and to fight for your wives, and for your sons, and for your daughters. If it come down to that. Don't be scared to do that. See, for a long little minute, he had to help me hold that back. Because I can get real reckless with this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? About how I feel about certain stuff. And he didn't want me talking like that. Because it would ring in my head, keep that to yourself. Because I used to talk like that regularly before I even knew any of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to fight for your people if it come down to that. Do not be scared to do that. You see that you got booked for that. Do not be scared to stand up and defend your people if it come down to that. Because I'm going to tell you right now. I told the brother that did morning. It was two women. At a particular time when I was dealing with these two women in a particular capacity, at the individual times that occurred, that I told both of them that I would die for them. Now, I didn't go in depthly on what I meant. One of them I did to a certain extent. That if them people came for us, bro, and it came down for if I had to lose my life for her not to go to a concentration camp, then I was dead. Straight up. I'm dead. Ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of niggas say, oh, I died for my old lady. I died for my wife. I did that there in the third. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about like, I ain't talking about, oh, jump in front of a car. I'm talking about, boy, I'm talking about certain death, bro. Like you already got it set in your heart that if these people come and mash down and it's me or her, I'm dead. So she can live. So she don't have to be tortured. So she don't have to be incarcerated. Not just for I do that for my brethren too. Because I have no fear of death at all. At all. Let that be known. And I ain't talking to y'all. You should know who I'm talking about. Let that be known. I don't fear that. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all got a resolute in your heart that you be willing to die for your people. When I'm talking about your direct people. I'm talking about your direct people. I really hope that's in your heart to do that. Because if it ain't, you'll be one of them whole niggas like Kira was talking about. You'll throw your wife and kids in the way so you can save your life. And some of you women gonna be so scared you'll trail on the real soldiers because you're so scary. That's why some of these women cleave to whole niggas. You know what I'm saying? Till it get real, then they gonna be like, man, I shouldn't have messed with this coward nigga. All I can say is, get you a soldier. Judges chapter 9. And I ain't talking about just male either. Females too. Because you got some women out here who soldiers too. Get you a soldier. That's all I can tell you. Because if you got a woman who a soldier, boy, you got your son. Judges chapter 5, I believe. Judges chapter 5. Make sure that's what I want. Is it Judges chapter 5? No, it is not. Judges chapter 3, 4, actually. That's where it's at. Judges chapter 4, about verse 17. Howbeit, Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was shalom between Jabin the king of Hazor and the house of Heber the Kenite. Also, you can look at Amalek in Judges 9, as again the nations hating you for Yahuwah's name's sake, because that's why he was coming. It's too many examples. We ain't hit them all tonight, and we got to get ready to stop. And Jael went out to meet Sisera and said unto him, Turn in, my master, turn in to me, and fear not. And when he turned in unto her and into the tent, she covered him with the mantle. And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. She opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him. And he said unto her, Stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be, when any man doth come and inquire of thee, and say, Is there any man here? Thou shalt say, No. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent, and took a hammer in her hand, and went softly unto him, and smote the nail into his temples, and fastened it into the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. And behold, Barak pursued Sisera, and Jael came out to meet him, and said unto him, Come, I will show thee the man whom thou seek. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temples. So Elohim subdued Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the children of Yasharal. And Jabin hated you for Yahuwah's sake. That's why he was warned with you. But I want y'all to look at something in the 5th chapter about this woman. I just want you to sit back and look at the 5th chapter about this woman in the 24th verse. Just to let you know now, the women don't go to war, but that don't mean Yahuwah might not use you to bust somebody's head, though. I just wanted y'all to know that. That don't mean he might not use you to take somebody out. Baruch above women shall Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, be. Baruch shall she be above women in the tent. He asked water, and she gave him milk. She brought forth butter in a master's dish. She put her hand to the nail and her right hand to the workman's hammer, and with the hammer she smote Sisera. She smote off his head when she pierced and stricken him through his temples. At her feet he bowed, he fell, and lay down at her feet. He bowed, he fell where he bowed. There he fell down dead. The mother of Sisera looked out a window and cried through the lattice, Why is his chariot so long in coming? Why tarry the wheels of his chariots? You know that's something else. We'll deal with that later, but I'll let this parable sink into your brain. Her wise ladies answered her, Yea. She returned answer to herself. Have they not spared? Have they not divided the prey to every man a damsel or two? To Sisera a prey of diverse colors, a prey of diverse colors of needlework, of diverse colors of needlework on both sides, meat for the necks of them that take the spoil. So let all thy enemies perish, O Yahuwah. See, they Yahuwah's enemies, not yours. But let them that love him be as the sun when he go forth in his might, and the land have rest 40 years. I'm going to let that parable sink in your brain and let y'all think on that. But I just want y'all women to know, it's not unlawful for you to ride. Y'all just don't go to battle and go to war. Don't mean he won't use you to take somebody out. Revelation 12 and 11, we'll start right there. I just want y'all to love each other, man, and love each other unto the death. It was so many verses coming in my head this evening, man, that I couldn't even hit them all. Y'all don't even be realizing how much stuff be coming to my head, man. And I be wanting to hit every single solitary thing. But he done put it in my head not for us to be hitting all the precepts like that no more. Like reading wise. Preaching it to y'all is one thing, but like reading wise, to really put it in my heart to kind of cut that down a little bit. But I want y'all to understand the key components of what we looked at. Number one, these people hate you because of your Elohim. Number two, he brought us down low that we might return unto him. And that being brought down low, we can be a partaker of the blessing and the curse of Yahushua HaMashiach to be quickened to life everlasting. And number three, that we need to look unto him to deliver us from these people who ask where our God is because they despise us and hate us so. And that to understand that when you preach this word, that you will be hated. It said he told the Yahudim that you hated me without a cause because I came and spoke the words that no other man spoke and did the works that no other man did. And they hated him for that. Remember, he said, the world cannot hate you. It's me that it hate because I testify of it that its deeds are evil. Hold on. See what's something in Matthew. I need to read that. Let me find out this. Y'all swing over here to Matthew before we read Revelation 12 and 11. I can't let that slide. That's been ringing in my head all day. Matthew 14. I can't let that slide. (14:1). I can't let that slide. Just showing you an example how you hated by all nations for his name's sake. At the time Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Yahusha, and he said unto his servants, this Yachanan the Immerser, he is risen from the dead. Therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on Yachanan and bound him and put him into prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. For Yachanan said unto him, it is not lawful for thee to have her. So at the end of the day, did they really hate John? Or did they hate John because he told them what Yahuwah's words said? So in turn, they hated Yahuwah because Yahuwah was stopping a behavior that he wanted to partake in. This is why these men did not repent of their fornications and their murders, even after Yahuwah plagued them, because they hate his ways so much. That's what makes the word of Yahuwah, the scriptures, the book of Yahuwah, the Torah of Yahuwah. Not no Bible, because this ain't no Greek God Biblios. This ain't no God of sacred writings. The book of Yahuwah, the Torah of Yahuwah, the scriptures. They hate them because it condemns their ungodly lifestyles, where they murmur and complain and speak against him consistently. Revelation 12 and 11. I heard a loud voice from saying in Shamahim. That's verse 10, my apologies. Now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our Elohim and the power of Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before Elohim day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. At the end of the day, it's the word that they hate, and it's Yahuwah that they hate. And that's why they come against us. Hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. We stop that right there. Right there.